Hi, good morning, all of you. Today, part 4 in that acids, bases, and salts. In last session, we already discussed about what happened acids and bases react with carbonates and bicarbonates, and after that neutralization reaction. What is neutralization reaction and what are the examples? On that we already discussed each and every part clearly. So in part 4, what we are going to discuss today, we are going to discuss one of the most important topic. It is nothing but what do acids have in common? What do acids have in common? So what is the meaning this one? Commonly, what hydrogen have? So according to our introduction class, we already discussed what do acids have? Acids have H plus ions, simply hydrogen. It consisting of hydrogen. Let us perform an activity to investigate whether all compounds containing hydrogen are acids or not. All compounds having hydrogen, but they are acts as acid. In our class, there are so many members in 10th standard, but all members are able to get a 10 by 10. That answer is comes from your side only. If you are perform well, if you are attend the class regularly, if you are do practice well, if you following each and every concept day every day, then only it is and also the main basic is your attitude, your interest, your IQ. Then only it is possible to get 10 by 10. Here also all substances having H, but they are having H means if they acts as acid. That's why whether all compounds containing hydrogen are acids or not. So that's why we want to let us perform an activity. So what about that activity? That is nothing but activity 7. What is activity 7? What is activity 7? Here we want to first prepare a solution of glucose. Do you know about glucose? Glucose is one of solid state like a salt nature substance. Prepare solution of glucose. Alcohol, I think you know about that one. Alcohol, it consisting of OH minus. Hydrochloric acid, HCl. Sulfuric acid, H2SO4, etc. First we want to prepare these solutions because glucose is a solid state. So if you add some water, then glucose solution is prepared. Alcohol is liquid state only. If you add some water, no problem, alcohol solution is prepared. Hydrochloric acid also in liquid state, sulfuric acid also in liquid state. So first of all we want to prepare these solutions in different beakers. Now take two colored electrical wires. Two colored means one is blue color, another red color, or one is black color, another red color. Any colors we want to take in two colors of electrical wires. They must and should be what about its nature? They are must and should be effectively working, because all wires are not effective working. It is depends upon their gauge. What about the gauge? Gauge means the wires which are present inside that red or black or blue colors. Some are yellow colors also. And what about next? We require graphite rods. Graphite rod. And after that 100 ml of Bico. So we required 100 ml of Bico, graphite rods, 2 colored electrical wires. 2 colored electrical wires. Next 230 volts AC plug bulb. So what are the apparatus are required to conduct this activity 7? What about activity 7? Every solution consisting of hydrogen. If hydrogen consists means it is acid or not. So we require first different types of solutions. Glucose, alcohol, glucose formula C6H12O6, glucose formula C6H12O6, alcohol formula ROH means CH3OH or C2H5OH. These are all are called alcohol. What are the examples of alcohol? Some of the beverages we are using, not only you, some members are using nowadays. Alcohol, beeru, brandy, whiskey, rammu, ginnu, wine, gudumba, uppasara, natusara. All these are all contain alcohol percentages. So hydrochloric acid, you know, HCl, sulfuric acid, H2SO4. First we can prepare these solutions. Next we want to require 2 colored electrical wires, graphite rods, 2 graphite rods, 100 ml of Bico, 230 volts AC plug bulb. These are the apparatus we required. Okay, first of all what we want to do? First of all we want to take in the diagram. What about the diagram? What about the diagram? This is the diagram. So in this one, if you observe, this is the 100 ml of Bico. These two are here nail, nothing but graphite rods, and also this is Bico, bulb. This is 230 volts AC plug. Here rubber cork. In some of the experiments it is need, but some of the experiments it is no need, no problem. And this is the diagram. Here 2 colored wires. We want to take in 2 colored wires. 1 or 2. 2 colored wires. But he gave here only black we taken, but we want to use in our textbook 2 colored wires. Here 230 volts AC plug. In some of the textbooks switch is given, some of the textbooks switch are not given, no problem. And these two are graphite rods, and this is the arrangement. First of all what we want to do? So what about the solutions which we already prepared here? Glucose solution, alcohol solution, HCl solution, H2SO4 solution. First of all we want to take in alcohol solution. Alcohol. So we want to pour alcohol solution into that beaker. Then we can switch on. So first what we taken here? Glucose, because we already taken glucose first. So we want to pour glucose solution here and switch on. Then what happened? What is your observation? We can observe the bulb is glowing or not. If the bulb is glows means yes. If the bulb is not glows means no. Next, remove this glucose solution. Then it is filled with alcohol solution, because our next solution is alcohol. So here we want to fill this Bico up to here, alcohol solution. Then once again we want to switch on. Then what happened? Bulb is glowing or not, we can observe. And next this remove this alcohol solution. Then once again we want to pour. What about third solution? Hydrochloric acid solution. So here we take and dilute hydrochloric acid solution. Then what happened? Now we can observe either the bulb is glowing or not. If the bulb is glowing, yes. Bulb is not glowing, no. Then remove this HCl solution. Once again it is filled with sulfuric acid, H2SO4 solution. Then we want to conduct the same experiment. Bulb is glowing or not? If bulb is glowing, yes. Bulb is not glowing, no. So this is the total experiment condition. So first of all, are you understood this concept? First of all, what is our aim? Aim is nothing but we want to test either all substances having H plus, they are considered as acid or not. What are the materials are required? We already discussed. What are the materials? 2 colored wires, 100 ml of BICO, 2 graphite rods, 230 volts AC plug, bulb, if it is necessary, switch also. And also, what about the procedure? First of all, we can arrange all the apparatus as shown in the figure. As shown in the figure. One color wire is attached here and it is attached to this one, and another color wire attached to the graphite rod and it is attached to bulb along with the switch. Then one by one, first solution we want to again, that is nothing but glucose, and we can pour it here off of its volume. Then you can switch on this, observe either bulb is glowing or not. If a bulb is glowing, yes. Bulb is not glowing, no. Then remove this glucose solution, then it can fill it with alcohol solution. So once again we can observe either the bulb is glowing or not. Bulb glows means yes, bulb not glows means no. Then remove this alcohol solution, then once again it can fill it with hydrochloric acid. Then we can observe, switch on, either the bulb is glowing or not. Bulb glows means yes, bulb not glows means no. Similarly, we want to remove this one, and once again it can fill it with our fourth solution. It is nothing but H2SO4. It is nothing but sulfuric acid. Okay, so by using of this one, what you have to understood? In which condition the bulb is glowing? That is our result. What is the observation? Your observation is, in some of the solution condition, bulb is glowing. In which condition the bulb is glowing? In which solution the bulb is glowing? Because you already did the experiment. You can observe only HCl and H2SO4 condition, the bulb is glowing. Remaining two means glucose and alcohol. In these two conditions, bulb is not glowing. Why? That is our main question here. Sir, we already taken 4 types of solutions, sir. Similarly, in our class also having total members. But here only HCl, H2SO4 only the bulb is glowing, sir. Only the members who are properly read, properly following your parents, your teachers, and obedience, regularity, IQ, attitude. Those who are having these qualities, they are able to get 10 better. Here also, why these two only get the bulb is glowing? For that there is simple concept. Do you know all these solutions having H plus? For example, glucose. What is the formula of glucose? C6H12O6. So H is there. What about alcohol? CH3OH or C2H5OH. It is also having H. What about HCl? Hydrochloric acid, HCl, H plus. What about sulfuric acid, H2SO4? Among all these one having H plus. But only why HCl and H2SO4 the condition bulb is glowing means they can attribute is the technical word. They can attribute H plus ions. What they are attribute? HCl, H2SO4, they can attribute H plus ions. Remaining two, what are the remaining two? Alcohol and glucose. They are not to attribute H plus ions. That's why in that two condition bulb is not glowing. Here, do you know this is total arrangement of current. What is current? The flow of electrons. The flow of electrons is called current. Here HCl condition, H2SO4 condition, that H plus ions are flowing because they can attribute H plus ions, but remaining these two, they are not attribute H plus ions. If they are not attribute H plus ions means current is not passing. That's why bulb is not glowing. Are you okay? Are you understood why? especially that 2 means HCl and H2SO4 condition bulb is glowing. Remaining 2 condition bulb is not glowing because HCl and H2SO4 they can attribute He plus ions. That's why bulb is glowing. Remaining 2 are not able to produce He plus ions. That is the main cause. I think all of you understood this one. All of you understood this one. Okay. After completion of this one, I think everybody should attend, should observe, should understood about this activity. This is most important 4 marks essay. And what about next one? Properties of base. What do you know about the properties of base? We already discussed here. Introduction class I already told. Properties of bases. Bases consisting of OH minus ions, and they can change red litmus into blue color. They are acts as corrosive. They are also acts as electrolytes because they can pass electricity. So these are all our properties. So once again, here also we want to ask one question. What about that question? All substances are acts as bases. We want to take in some of the examples. Sodium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide solutions, glucose alcohol solution once again. In which condition the bulb is glowing? Which condition the bulb is glowing? So we want to conduct the same experiment. But here the substances are, the solutions are changes. Glucose, alcohol same. But we want to prepare sodium hydroxide and calcium hydroxide solutions. Because sodium hydroxide is base, calcium hydroxide is base. So we want to conduct the same experiment which we did here. Same experiment. So once again we want to use the diagram. Once again we want to use the same diagram. Here last time acid solution in water conduct electricity. Now here we want to take, in the place of acid we want to take in base. Base solution in water conducts electricity. So what are the apparatus? Same. 2 colored wires, 100 ml of Bico, 2 graphite rods, bulb, 230 volts, AC plug, switch. So first of all we can arrange the same process, we can arrange. And after that, what about the procedure? Before that procedure we already prepared solutions like in acids. What are the 4 solutions? First one is glucose solution, next one is alcohol solution, third one is base. What are the bases here we taken? The bases are nothing but, what are the bases we taken here? The bases are nothing but sodium hydroxide, NaOH, calcium hydroxide, CaOH twice. Sodium hydroxide, NaOH, calcium hydroxide, CaOH twice. So we want to connect, we want to take in these solutions and we can test similarly the same above experiment one by one. First sodium hydroxide or first glucose, then we can observe the bulb is glowing or not. Bulb glows means yes, bulb is not glowing means no. Similar next one, remove this glucose and it can fill it with alcohol. Once again we can observe the bulb is glowing or not. Bulb glows means yes, bulb is not glows means no. And what about third one? Sodium hydroxide. We can fill sodium hydroxide in this Bico. Then once again we can observe the bulb is glowing or not. If bulb glows means yes, bulb is not glows means no. And finally remove this sodium hydroxide and it is filled with calcium hydroxide, CaOH twice. Then once again we can observe either the bulb is glowing or not. Bulb glows means yes, bulb not glows means no. So finally what we have to understood, here also we can observe in which condition the bulb is glowing. In first 2 conditions, glucose and alcohol condition, bulb is not glowing. But whereas sodium hydroxide and calcium hydroxide condition, bulb is glowing. Why they are glowing? We already told. In a acid solution conduct electricity, they can attribute H plus ions. Here, they can attribute OH minus ions. So OH minus ions all travel in that circuit. So bulb is glowing. So what about the first two? Glucose and alcohol, they are having OH minus, but they are not attribute. In students also, all of you have some internal energy, but they are not exhibit properly. They are not exhibit properly. Those who are exhibit properly, they will get success. Similarly here also, first two are not attribute OH minus, but NaOH and CaOH twice they are able to produce attribute OH minus ions. That's why the bulb is glowing only in NaOH and CaOH twice condition. It is also most important. So these two are very important. But while reading the question in your examination, you can carefully read. Acid solution in water conduct electricity na, basic solution in water conduct electricity na. Acid solution conduct electricity means we want to write first one. Basic solution in water conduct electricity means second experiment. So these two are very important. I think this is also one of the most important concept, and I think all of you understood. And what about our next concept? So our next concept is, do acids produce ions only in aqueous solution? Do acids produce ions only in aqueous solution? Before that we already discussed. Before that we already discussed what we discussed here. What we discussed? Acids commonly contain H plus ions. Bases commonly contain OH minus ions. But here, acid must and should be acid in which condition? Either dry condition or wet condition. Wet means aqueous state. Aqueous state, the acid acts as acid or not. That is our concept. In all condition, it is not acts as acid. In some special condition only it acts as acid. What is it? How is it? It is also demonstrated with an activity. For that activity, what we required? We required 1.0 grams of solid NaCl, or simply 1 gram of NaCl. NaCl means sodium chloride. Next one, concentrated sulfuric acid, H2SO4. Test tube. Dry and wet blue litmus papers. So what are the materials are required for this experiment or activity? 1.0 grams of solid NaCl. NaCl means common salt, eating salt. Every day you are using sodium chloride. Next, concentrated sulfuric acid, H2SO4, which is available in our laboratory. Test tube, rubber cork. Next, L-shaped tube also. L-shaped tube. Dry, wet blue litmus papers. Dry state to wet state. If you are taken dry one, it is dipped into the water, it is nothing but wet litmus. Then how is it possible to explain? How is it possible to explain? How is it possible to explain? So, first of all, we want to take in, this is the diagram, we want to take in sodium chloride in a test tube, sodium chloride NaCl in a test tube, and we can hold with a pair of tongs. Why? Because we are using concentrated solutions. Concentrated solutions are very dangerous, which we already told. And we also used one dropper. dropper or one beaker, conical flask. Here we want to use dropper, but in our textbook he given conical flask. By using of conical flask, this we want to pour concentrated sulfuric acid dropwise. Then what happened? These two are mixed. NaCl and H2SO4 are mixed. Then what happened? It can eject one gas. So after this one we can fit it with a rubber cork. This is delivery tube or L-shaped tube. So what about this solution? NaCl and concentrated H2SO4 solution. Then one gas is produced through this delivery tube or L-shaped tube. Then at the mouth of this one, we can take an dry litmus paper first. Dry blue litmus paper. Then what you have to observe? There is no change. Blue litmus, like in blue litmus color only. There is no change. Okay. Now we want to bring a blue wet litmus paper. Blue litmus paper. Then because of this gas, this wet litmus condition blue litmus paper changes into red color. Dry blue litmus paper, there is no change. That's why here what we taken? Wet litmus paper. Then what happened? Its color it changes into red color. So in first condition, why it is not changes into red color? Because the litmus paper is in wet dry condition. Remaining the same experiment conditions all are same. But here taken dry blue litmus paper. So it is not react with this gas. But in second condition, we want to take in wet blue litmus paper. In this condition, it changes into red color. Why in second condition changes into red color? Because wet condition is nothing but aqueous state. Only acids acts as acid. Dry condition, it is not possible to act as acid. So what about that? Concept? What about that reaction? So what we taken here? Here we taken NaCl, sodium chloride, and we want to add H2SO4 liquid state. Then it can produce hydrogen chloride. Hydrogen chloride gas is formed, plus Na2SO4 salt is remaining in that beaker. So here which gas is produced? Hydrochloric acid. So it is acid or base? Acid. So acid is coming through that delivery tube. Then we want to test dry litmus paper and wet litmus paper. Dry litmus paper, it is not changes into any color, but wet litmus paper changes into wet blue litmus paper changes into red color. So which condition changes blue litmus into red color? Acid. So the ejected gas is acidic in nature. This acid also acts only in wet condition or aqueous condition. Wet condition or aqueous condition. Okay. So my dear students, here what about this simple mechanism? First of all, we want to take an NaCl in test tube. Then first of all we can hold the test tube with the help of pair of tongs. Then we can take an NaCl solid state, and next we want to take an concentrated sulfuric acid with the help of the dropper or conical flask. We want to add dropwise. Then what happened? We want to fit it with rubber cork, one hole rubber cork, and it is also passes one delivery tube or L-shaped tube. Then there is a chemical reaction takes place. So one of the gas is ejected. So according to our equation, what about the gas? The gas is nothing but hydrochloric acid or hydrogen chloride gas. So it is acid gas, acid. Okay. Then we want to take a dry litmus paper at the mouth of the gas valve. Are you observed any color? Actually it is a blue litmus paper, blue dry litmus paper. Is it possible to change any color? Not possible. Then immediately we want to take that dry litmus paper dipped into the water. Now it is wet blue litmus paper. If you bring or if you brought this blue wet litmus paper to the mouth of that HCl gas valve, then immediately that one changes into that blue wet litmus changes into red color. So in first condition why it is not acts as not changes, but in second condition why it is changes as red? Because the gas is acid gas. This acid is only acts as acid in aqueous condition. That is our conclusion. In some time you can observe the atmosphere is climate is very humid. What about the humidity? We already discussed in first lesson. What about that humidity? The amount of water vapor present in air or atmosphere is called as humidity. So in rainy season, humidity is more. So because of that, if climate is very humid, then how is it possible to conduct this experiment? Normal condition it is not possible. That's why pass the gas produced through a guard tube. What is another name of guard tube? Drying tube. Guard tube is nothing but drying tube which containing calcium chloride. So guard tube contain which solution? Calcium chloride, CaCl2, calcium chloride. This calcium chloride also we will discuss about one more most important topic. It is nothing but in that principles of metallurgy. Principles of metallurgy also we want to use this calcium chloride in 3 test tubes experiment. So we will discuss later about that one. So if atmosphere is humid, so what type of tube we want to use for demonstrating of this activity? It is nothing but guard tube. What is the another name of guard tube? Drying tube. What drying tube contain? Calcium chloride. So what about the diagram? Actually this diagram also not given in our textbook. So what about the diagram? The diagram is this is guard tube containing calcium chloride. Guard tube containing calcium chloride. If you want to conduct this experiment when the atmosphere is humid, then we will get the result. Otherwise it is not possible. That's why we must and should take care about this important one. So guard tube is used when atmosphere is humid. This guard tube also called as a drying tube. This drying tube contain calcium chloride. What is the formula of calcium chloride? CaCl2. CaCl2. Okay, are you understood this experiment? So acid is acts as in aqueous condition, means dry condition or wet condition. Acid must and should be acts as in only aqueous condition, means wet condition. In dry condition it is not acts as acid. Okay, then what is the mechanism? What is the mechanism involved here? At the mouth of that delivery tube, hydrogen mean He plus acid gas is coming, but we already taken wet litmus. Wet litmus is nothing but it consisting of water. So how is it possible to explain about this concept? Here hydrogen H or He plus, it can combine with liquid state of or wet state of or aqueous state of that blue litmus. So water. Here acid is coming H plus, here H2O. Acid H plus H2O is gives rise to H3O plus. H3O plus. So here acid gives H3O plus or H plus ions in water. Acid gives H3O plus or H plus ions in water. So in that mechanism here, in that mechanism H plus is coming here. Already here wet litmus means, here wet means water. H plus H2O, it can produce H3O plus. H3O plus. Okay, so acid gives H3O plus. First of all, what is the H3O plus? It is most important point. H3O plus is nothing but hydronium ion. H3O plus is nothing but hydronium ion. Hydronium ion. And recent experiments prove that H plus is not combined isolate, or not combined, not exist in a single state. It is always combined with water. H plus is always combined with water. So that's why H plus H2O is gives rise to H3O plus. So what about H3O plus? H3O plus is nothing but hydronium ion. Hydronium ion. Hydronium ion. Okay. So here also one more important point. H plus attached by 4 to 6 water molecules. Most important one. H plus attached by 4 to 6 water molecules. 4 to 6 water molecules. Okay. So what is the formula of hydronium ion? H3O plus. How the H3O plus is formed? When H plus react with water H2O, then it can produce H3O plus ion. Okay. Next one. What about next one? Let us see what happened. Let us see what happened when a base is dissolved in water. Acids, it must and should be combined always with water. Always combined with water. Recent experiments prove that H plus is not exist independently. It is always combined with the water molecule. One H plus must and should be combined by 4 to 6 water molecules. 4 to 6 water molecules. So it does not exist independently. Similarly, let us see what happened when a base dissolve in water. Okay, could you please take in some examples of bases? NaOH. NaOH in the presence of water, it can split into Na plus and OH minus. NaOH in the presence of water, it can split into Na plus and OH minus. Na plus positive ion, OH minus ion, negative ion. Similarly, if you take in KOH, KOH means potassium hydroxide. Potassium hydroxide split into K plus OH minus. K plus positive ion, OH minus means negative ion. Similarly, we want to take in magnesium hydroxide. Magnesium hydroxide. Magnesium hydroxide in the presence of water, it can split into Mg2 plus ion. Mg2 plus ion. 2OH minus ion. MgOH twice, it can split into Mg2 plus ion, 2OH minus ion. We already told in introduction class. MgOH twice in the presence of water, Mg2 plus 2OH minus. Okay, so here NaOH, it is one type of base, KOH one type of base, MgOH twice one type of base. These are all our bases. These bases are must and should be split into different types of ions, Na plus OH minus ions, only in the water. And finally, what we decided here? Base dissolve in water, it can produce OH minus ion. Base dissolve in water, it can produce OH minus ion. Similarly, acid dissolve in water, what it can produce? H plus ion. Here, base dissolve in water, what it can produce? OH minus ions. And finally, what sir, if bases are dissolved in water, there is any term? There is any technical term? Yes, there is one technical term. It is nothing but alkalis. Bases which are soluble in water are called alkalis. Most important one more question. The base or bases which are soluble in water are called alkalis. Come on, what are alkalis? Bases which are soluble in water are called alkalis. Bases which are soluble in water are called alkalis. Simply, the bases which are soluble in water are called alkalis. It is also one more most important question. And after that, all bases are not possible to, all bases are not able to dissolve in water. All bases are not able to dissolve in water. All bases are do not dissolve in water. But there is only one important base which is slightly soluble in water. What is that? BeOH twice. Beryllium hydroxide. BeOH twice means beryllium hydroxide. Beryllium hydroxide is slightly soluble in water. It is also one most important one more question. Which base is slightly dissolved in water? BeOH twice. BeOH twice means beryllium hydroxide. Beryllium hydroxide. Okay. Are you understood here? H3O plus. What is H3O plus? Hydronium ion. What about alkalis? The base or bases which are soluble in water are called alkalis. Which base is slightly dissolved in water? BeOH twice. Next, one H plus ion combined with how many water molecules? 4 to 6 water molecules. Okay, this is also very simple concept and very important concept. And what about our next concept? Our next concept is most important concept. All bases. Okay, what do you observe when water is mixed with acid or base? What do you observe when water is mixed with acid or base? In laboratories, commonly we are using water, acids, they are frequently adding one with another. Okay, what happen if you add water mixed with acid or base? What happen? Is it possible to safe or not? Do you observe this diagram? Or you observe this diagram? This is one of the signals. One of the signal. What about that sign? Signal or sign? These are all our concentrated solutions. So take care while handling this concentrated solution. If the one drop is fall on here, it may form hole on any substance. If one of the drop fall on our finger, what happened here? It may cause burning. It may cause severe burning. Okay na? So what about that activity? What happened? Water is added to the acid or base. For this one, what we want to do? For this one, what we want to do? Okay, what we want to do? Let us see. First of all, we want to take 10 ml of water in a test tube. We want to take in one test tube, and how much of water we want taken here? 10 ml of water. 10 ml of water we want to take in. Okay. Then add few drops of concentrated H2SO4. Concentrated CONC, we already told. Diluted DIL. CONC means concentrated. H2SO4, sulfuric acid. So we want to add drop wise. So what we taken here? We already taken one test tube. In the test tube we already taken 10 ml of water. Then I already told we are using concentrated solutions. It is better to use tongs, pair of tongs. Otherwise they may fall on our finger. Okay. So, and add concentrated sulfuric acid drop wise. If you touch the beaker or if you touch the test tube, what do you feel? It is very hot or cool. What about the terms in our chemistry? Endothermic or exothermic? Endothermic or exothermic? What do you know about endothermic and exothermic? Thermic is nothing but heat. Endo means receive or observe. Exo means coming outside. Exhibit. So here everybody should write these definitions are not there in our textbook. Thermal reactions are two types. Thermal reactions are two types. One is endothermic reaction. Second one is exothermic reaction. Endothermic reaction. What is the endothermic reaction? In a chemical reaction, heat may be observed, received or taken. In a chemical reaction, heat may be observed or received or taken. That type of reactions are called endothermic reactions. Endothermic reactions. Endothermic reactions. Okay, what about second one? Exothermic reactions. Exothermic reactions. In a chemical reaction, heat may be, in a chemical reaction, heat may be evolved or produced or generated. Then these type of reactions are called exothermic reaction. Exothermic reaction. Exothermic reaction. So endothermic reaction means heat may be observed. Exothermic means heat may be evolved. Okay, now we want to come to our point. Here, if you touch that test tube, how do you feel? It is concentrated. Must and should be heat may be evolved. Heat may be evolved means what type of reaction it is? Exothermic reaction. So in your examination, what we will expect? There is one 10 ml of water in a test tube. We already add 2 or 3 drops of concentrated solution. If you touch the beaker, how the beaker is? What about the reaction? The beaker is nothing but hot, and this reaction is called exothermic reaction. Exothermic reaction. Okay. So next one, we want to continue. We want to continue this experiment with some small change. What about that one? Take one test tube and add 10 ml of water. Add 10 ml of water. Then we want to add NaOH pellets in the place of H2SO4. In the place of H2SO4, we want to add NaOH pellets. NaOH pellets means sodium hydroxide Pellets means small pieces like a tablets. Then once again we can touch. How do you feel? It is also exothermic reaction. It is also exothermic reaction. So heat may be evolved. So if you add either acid or base, if you add acid or base to the water, if you add acid or base to that water, then what happened? Here care must be taken. Every time, for example, there is water in the test tube, we want to add either acid or base dropwise, then we can stir or swirl, stir the test tube properly, then only that acid properly mixing in that water, so it is no problem at all. So what is the care here? If you add acid or base to that water, it must and should be stirring or swirl, stir the test tube properly. After that we can add one drop, then stir the test tube. After that we can add one more drop. So here stirring is very important. That is the care. Care must be taken. Okay. Sometimes water may be added to acid or base. For that condition, what we are taken? For example, I taken here in the test tube concentrated H2SO4 or NaOH pellets. Now I want to add water. If I add water, what happen? It is very dangerous. It will produce a lot of amount of heat, and it will produce the splashes comes out, and it can cause severe burning because of local heating. It can cause severe burning, and because of local heating, test tube may be burst. So I think you have understood. Water is added to acid or base is correct, or acid is added to water is correct. Which one is correct? In first condition means we already conducted here. There is water, we can add acid or base drop wise is the correct method. So it can produce heat, but we can continuously stirring, continuously swirling, no problem. But if you add water to that acids and base, this method is wrong. If you add like that, what happened? It can produce a lot of amount of heat. Sometimes that chemical splash out, it may fall on our hands, it may cause severe burning. If that heat is because of local heating, that test tube will burst. If it is burst means total that chemical fall on our faces, fall on our surroundings, it may causes fire. So which method is correct here? Acid is added to water is correct, or water is added to acid or base is correct? Which one is correct here? Water is added to base or acid is wrong. Acid or base added to that water is the correct. Sir, what happened, sir? Why it is correct, sir? Why acid or base water is correct, sir? Why? Because it's when you add acid or base with water, what happened? The concentration decreases. Then that type of acid or base is called diluted acid. So what about dilution? What about diluted acid or base? Mixing of an acid or base with water result in decreasing in the concentration. Mixing of an acid or base with water result in decreasing the concentration of ions. Ions here H3O plus or OH minus. Their concentration is decreases per unit volume. Such process is called dilution. Most important. One more question. Define dilution. What is the definition? Mixing an acid or base with water in result decreasing in the concentration of ions per unit volume is called as dilution. That type of acid or base is said to be diluted. That type of acid or base is said to be diluted. Okay, what is dilution? Mixing of an acid or base with water result in decrease the concentration of ions per unit volume is called as dilution. And what about that acid or base is said to be diluted? So because dilution takes place, that's why there is no danger. There is no danger because the total solution is diluted. So that's why we already taken that symbol. What about the symbol? Warning sign displayed on containers containing concentrated solutions. This is the diagram. So finally, what we decided? Acid or base added to water is correct, or water is added to acid or base, correct? So here you can decide it. What we decided here? We can decide it here because acid or base added to water is the correct method. Because dilution takes place. If dilution takes place means what happened? Immediately you can easily understood that dilution is not danger. But if you add water, if you add water to the acid or base, then what happened? It can produce immediately lot of amount of heat. Then that liquid is splash out. Because of local heating, the test tube will burst. If it is burst means it is very dangerous. Okay. So I think all of you understood about this one. Now we are going to discuss about think and discuss. What is think and discuss here? What is the first question? Why HCl, HNO3 show acidic character in aqueous solution while alcohol and glucose do not show acidic character? It is nothing but our activity. First activity which we already discussed today. Why HCl, HNO3 show acidic character in aqueous solution? Glucose, alcohol, why it is not acts as acidic character? What is your simple answer? HCl and HNO3, they are attribute, they are contain H plus ions, they are attribute H plus ions, whereas alcohol and glucose does not attribute H plus ions. That's why HCl, HNO3, it can show acidic character, but alcohol and glucose does not show acidic character. Are you understood this question? So once again, why HCl, HNO3 show acidic character in aqueous solution? Because they can attribute H plus ions. They can donate H plus ion. What is the correct meaning of attribute? Donate H plus ions. While alcohol and glucose do not show acidic character. Why? Because they are not donate. They are not attribute H plus ions. So that is a simple answer. Okay, are you understood? And what about next one? This is the second question. While diluting an acid, why it is recommended that acid should be added to water, not water to add the acid? This is what we already discussed now only. While diluting an acid, Why it is recommended that the acid should be added to water, but not water to acid? We already told. We want to write all things. What about that one? If you add acid or base to that water, we must and should take a proper care. Means, if you add acid or base to that water, we can continuously stirring. If continuously stirring means that solution is diluted, so no problem at all. Once again, we want to add one drop of either acid or base. We are continuously stirring, so no problem at all. But if you add water to that acid or base, then what happened? It can produce a lot of amount of heat, and that solution is splash out. It may fall on our fingers. It may cause severe burning. Because of local heating, the temperature is more, then the test tube will burst. So now, which one is you recommended? Acid or base added to water is the recommended, or water is added to acid or base is recommended? Which one you recommended? Acid or base added to the water is the best method. Water is added to acid or base is not good method, because it may cause us some problems. It will produce fire. Are you okay? Are you understood these two things and discuss? Okay. This session, what we learn, what you have to learn. Let us recall one time. Listen carefully. What we recall. Actually, our session starts with what do acids in common? Come on, you can tell your answer. What do acids in common? Hydrogen ion, H plus ion. Very good. So, if all acids having H plus ions, is it possible to act as acid? Not possible. That's why we already demonstrated activity 7. We already taken 4 types of solutions. One is glucose, second one is alcohol, third one is hydrochloric acid, and fourth one is sulfuric acid. So we already taken all these in our diagram, in our beaker, and all the apparatus are arranged like this. And in which condition the bulb is glowing, we already noted. Which condition the bulb is glowing? HCl and H2SO4 condition, the bulb is glowing. Remaining 2 conditions, the bulb is not glowing. Why? Remaining 2 conditions, bulb is not glowing. Only HCl and H2SO4 bulb is glowing. We already told they can attribute H plus ions. Remaining first 2, alcohol and glucose, not attribute H plus ions. Okay. Next one, what properties of bases? What do bases have in common? So acids H plus ions. So what do bases have in common? OH minus ions. So that's why we already taken here sodium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide bases, and also glucose alcohol, and we can conduct the same concept, same experiment. In which condition the bulb is glowing? Only in NaOH and CaOH condition the bulb is glowing. So we can decide that here bases are commonly having OH minus ions. OH minus, sodium hydroxide NaOH, calcium hydroxide CaOH twice. It must and should OH minus ions. Okay. And next one, what about next one? Do acids produce ions only in aqueous solution? So after listening this concept, finally what we decided? Yes, that's why we already conducted one experiment. So what about that experiment? We want to take in sodium chloride, and also we want to add concentrated sulfuric acid, and it is also fitted with one hole rubber cork. We can pass delivery tube or L-shaped test tube, L-shaped glass tube, and there is a gas is formed. Which gas is formed? We already heard hydrochloric acid gas is formed. If you take in dry litmus, what happened? It does not change into red. But if you take in wet blue litmus paper, it can changes into red. So from this experiment we can decide what we decided. We decided that Only acid is acts in aqueous condition. For example, if atmosphere is humid, we already told. If atmosphere is humid, is it possible to conduct the same experiment in normal condition? No. That's why we want to use God tube. What is another name of God tube? God tube is also called as drying tube. So what it can contain? Calcium chloride. It can contain calcium chloride. So this is also very important one. And after that we can discuss about the mechanism involved at the mouth of this delivery tube. H plus, because it can produce acid. H plus, it consisting of water, acid plus water, it can form H3O plus. H3O plus means hydronium ion. Recent experiments are proved that H plus is not exist independently. It is always mixing with the water molecule. We already told one H plus it must and should mix it with 4 to 6 water molecules. Okay, so this is the nature of acid. If its bases are dissolved in water, let us what happened. If bases are dissolved in water, it can produce their ions. NaOH split into Na plus OH minus. KOH, it can split into K plus and OH minus. MgOH twice, it split into Mg2 plus and 2OH minus. Base dissolved in water, it can produce which ions? OH minus ions. OH minus ions are produced. So here also we want to give one technical word. What is alkali? Bases which are soluble in water are called alkalis. Alkali is nothing but base. Base dissolved in water is called as alkali. And after that last one, water is added to acids or bases, or acids or bases are added to water. Which one is suitable for us? Water is added to acid or base suitable. Acid or base added to water, we already told. Acid or base added to water is the best method. For that we already taken one beaker or one test tube, 10 ml of water. First of all, we want to add concentrated sulfuric acid, and if you touch the beaker, it is so hot, so it is exothermic reaction. Same experiment we want to conduct, but in the place of that one we want to add NaOH pellets and water. Then if you touch, it produces also heat. It is so hot. So if you add acid or base to that water, continuously stirring takes place. In some time, if it is possible, if water is added to that acid or base, what happened? It is very dangerous. Heat may be produced, the total chemical splash out, and it can fall on our skin. It is very dangerous. Because of local heating, sometime test tube will burst and it may cause fire at that place. So water is not added to acid or base. And also we can discuss dilution. When acid or base added to water, it must and should be decreasing the concentration of solution or ions per unit volume. This process is called dilution, and that acid or base is called diluted acid or diluted base. And we already discussed about think and discuss. So these questions are very important. Today our concept is very important. Then everybody must and should read after listening this video. Everybody must and should open your textbook and read the total concept which we already discussed. Then only you can have nearly 80% of knowledge. Then if you conduct, because every day we are conducting exams, if you write that exam, then we will get 100% of knowledge from that concept. So everybody must and should utilize this time, and we can properly following the concept. And once again we will meet with another concept tomorrow. So bye all of you.